seminar on devotee care called Helping Devotees Succeed. It also has another title, Helping Each Other Succeed. And devotee care has become popular in ISKCON over the past few years, and more devotees talk about it, and more they want to engage in it. But still it goes very slow, and I have been traveling around Europe and around the world, and not in many places it is developed. And I'm very happy that here you want to develop it, and that Kalindi Mataji has taken the department for this. So we have 5 days, and each day we have about 1.5 hours. Today is shorter because we started later, but we have about 1.5 hours to speak about and practice certain things. And then on Saturday, I think we will have special session for those who want to be mentors or learn how to be mentors, or guides, spiritual guides. And this will be more of a practice and more of a training session. And on Sunday we will have discussion, hopefully with the managers and leaders about devotee care, because we need their support if we want to develop this. So this is our plan, and every time we will have a break in our session where you can relax a little bit, 10 minutes, and we will have usually 2 or 3 songs. We also will have refreshments, and we will have time for questions. Also, it's not that I will be only speaking, it will be interactive, we will discuss things. But one thing I don't know if you have that will be helpful, that somebody makes notes, although I am recording here, that somebody makes notes if we come to some conclusion where we have some important things to record and to save, especially when we discuss certain practical things. So that would be helpful, either flip chart or maybe on the computer if someone can make notes. That would be helpful. I'm not sure, sometimes this recording doesn't work or something happens. I mean, I will also connect it to the charger, so the battery doesn't go off, and because it's video, it can spend the battery quite quickly. So after the first part, I will connect it to the charger. But because we will be discussing together, it's important to record some things, to save some things, some valuable conclusions, and that would be helpful if you can arrange for that. So this is, in a sense, we can say that this presentation will be a combination of devotee care and community development.
Sorry, this is to project your voice a little bit.
Hare Krishna.
A little bit louder.
So, because also devotee care is related to community development or to the community, and we live in a community of devotees, and of course devotee care is an important part of it, and that's why I call it helping each other succeed. And I will give you very practical tools how to do this, how to help each other succeed, especially in a one-to-one session, one-to-one sessions, one-to-one meetings, one-to-one association, but also it can be applied also to groups. And we will be in the mentoring part, we will be discussing in more detail how to run a group and how to do one-to-one sessions. That will be on Saturday. So if you can come even if you are not planning to be a mentor, but you just want to learn, because these skills are also life skills. These are not only meant for specific people, somebody who likes to be a spiritual guide or a mentor, but these are life skills, they're communication skills. If you become a parent, you will need these skills. If you become a leader or manager somewhere, you will need these skills. So it will be always advantageous. And generally for your own development, for your own success, I think you can learn a lot of good things from these sessions. I have been doing this for many years. I would say at least 20 years. I do service called Gita Coaching, where I am available for devotees for personal sessions, and I also do seminars on success based on the Shastra and professional knowledge. And we are using professional knowledge also based on the principle of Yukta Vairagya, that anything can be used in Krishna's service if it helps the service. For example, time management skills or communication skills, interpersonal skills. I mean, today there is so much knowledge and so many seminars about these things. So we are using these things to help devotees succeed and to help each other succeed. And we want to create this atmosphere of non-enviousness. In every yatra, wherever I go, there is fights. Fights are everywhere. This is an age of quarrel. So even among spiritual people, people don't agree. They sometimes say quarrels, there is envy and things like that. So we want to somehow decrease this or eliminate, make it nil. And for this we need devotees who are willing to become non-envious completely of everybody and to become well-wishers of everyone, and to learn how to support others, how to guide others, how to be a good example, first of all, and sometimes we need to challenge others. But in order to challenge others, you need to earn it by challenging yourself. Gandhi has said, be the change you want to see in this world. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta said, look at your own faults, and not at the faults of others, and try to rectify yourself. And of course, when you rectify yourself, those who want to rectify themselves, they will approach you and ask you how to advance and how to become better. You don't even have to tell the people, they will come to you, they will ask you, those who are sincere. So my first question is, what is devotee care? How do you understand this phrase, devotee care? So you can speak. You can say, what do you think? What do you think is devotee care? How do you understand devotee care?
Care about the others, as we care about ourselves, wishing them the best, taking care of them.
Okay, a little bit more. What would that mean, to care for yourself or others? How in practice?
People feel safe, if they feel welcomed, if they feel valued, appreciated,
Very nice.
in their own individuality, and not only in their group, in their difference and in their similarities.
Okay.
That's very difficult for us, because it's much more easy for any one of us to recognize what we also have. It's much more difficult for me to recognize a quality that I don't have.
Okay.
and don't feel envy about it, and feel blessed by being the chance to be together with that person.
Yes. So when we do devotee care, actually we get free from envy, because it's a service for devotees. Because when you do devotee care, you act as a person who is not envious. So automatically you are getting purified. Any other understanding of devotee care? Yes?
Maybe nurturing and supporting someone so that they can peacefully practice their Krishna consciousness.
Yes.
Anywhere where they're lacking, like friendship,
Mm-hmm.
it could be financial support, sometimes even
Mm-hmm.
any kind of support that will help them become more at peace and be able to practice their spiritual life.
Yes. Mm-hmm. What else?
To help them succeed spiritually.
To help them succeed
And
spiritually
materially also, eventually.
and materially. Okay. Many would like this one also. Yes, you? No? Any other understanding of devotee care?
I think the friendship, develop friendship, which
Exactly,
of course
yes.
include many things. But for example, starting from hearing and be very attentive to what other person is, to learn here at first, and then because to become friends in Krishna consciousness, it's not easy. It's a challenge sometimes.
Mhm.
But I think it's a good purpose. So yeah, somehow to develop friendship, and then naturally we start caring about each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for me it's always difficult, like devotee care, you know, this division, you know, devotees, non-devotees, who is a devotee, one is supposed to act differently towards a devotee than towards a non-devotee,
Mm-hmm.
and also there is different understanding of this, you know, who is a devotee, you know, every devotee has a different understanding about this question, you know, who consider devotee, who not consider devotee. So, like, what I personally try to do is that once I came across this quote from Bhakti Tirtha Swami, who said that imagine the person whom you love the most and act. I don't remember how to say it, but the idea is that and act in this way towards all, you know, all the people that you meet. So somehow I'm trying to be like that.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So
And
remember the person that you love the most and then treat everyone with the same attitude.
yes.
Mhm.
the same.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Yes?
Para mim, eu acho que cuidar dos devotos é ver a necessidade do devoto, porque cada de nós estamos na escada do yoga.
Wait, you have to speak back and forth. You have to speak back and forth. If you speak at the same time, I can't hear.
Não, é para dizer que. Não, buzina.
Sim, sim.
É para esperar a terminar e depois pode falar.
Back and forth.
Não simultâneo.
It's good if we are here. That's nice. That's okay.
Então, cada de nós estamos na escada do yoga e também cada de nós estamos num passo de barco. Então,
Sentence by sentence.
Which one of us we are in the stair of yoga and we are in the step of the bhakti?
passo de barco. E nós temos que ver a necessidade do devoto
We have to see the necessity of the devote
e a nossa necessidade de ter essa relação com o devoto para podermos ajudar ao outro.
and to see our necessity of the devotee, have that relationship with the devotee so we can help one another.
Okay. Mhm. Thank you. So the needs. The needs.
The needs, yes.
Understand what are their needs. So, well, one thing about devotee care is that it's not only about the spiritual care, spiritual side of life, spiritual practice, it's also about other needs, like material needs, that you have needs for food, shelter, support. So it's holistic. Devotee care is holistic. It's about all that you need to function properly in this world and to make spiritual advancement.
That sometimes it's material, it's even with simple things like food, shelter.
Yes.
But sometimes just to know what they're feeling, even if it's good or it's not too good in their moment, try to share, because that moment might not be good but passes, and you'll give just support, just give attention, let the people speak a little bit, like try to hear, people feels better and go on, and everything, and makes, I think, at least try, makes everybody feel special, because everybody, we're all the same, but everybody has like can do something good. I can do many things good, but at least some things I try, I can succeed a bit more. And everybody, I think, has something that can make a difference. Make people that don't feel like they are skilled in something, that they have something special that can be useful in groups, so they feel included, and it's important and special as well. Even if we're not the same, like I can do many things that other people can do beautifully, and I don't have to feel bad about it, because I can do maybe something different, and we need each other, and try to share that conscience. Maybe that can make somebody feel better and go on in a difficult moment, and also with food, shelter, material things, but that conscience that they can try to become better in something. That everybody has a special thing, just have to search for it, and we try to guide in that way to try to everybody feels good, and try to find what they can fit and help others.
Okay. What is your name?
Adriano.
Adriano. Thank you. I'm really happy that you mentioned the word attention, because this word will be very important in this whole course, and in other sessions that we will have on Saturday and Sunday. To give attention to someone, you need to actually be interested in that person and in their advancement. And you also, what's your name?
Victoria.
Victoria, beautiful. She mentioned hearing or listening. Some people think this is sentimental, what shall I listen to a person who is ignorant, who is, knows less than me and things like this. But actually, when we listen to people, we help them to understand themselves, how they think. And we will be speaking about this and practicing also things in relation to this. Giving people time and space so that they can express. Like in the first 50 years of ISKCON, we have been running around to spread a mission and to practice Krishna consciousness, but sometimes we neglect people and neglect their needs and neglect to help them to find their way and also to express themselves, and to express how they feel, to express their doubts, to express their realizations. So creating space and time for this is extremely important service, and it has been neglected for many years. So now we can say you're a new generation, and you can have a new culture of care where you take time to listen to people, to get interested in them. And what you say is also important, that everyone can contribute to pleasing Krishna in a different way. Every soul is different. That's why Krishna wants all of us to relate to him, because everyone gives him pleasure in a different way, and he reciprocates to that person in a different way. So in that way we are unique. We are not unique based on false ego, that I want to be different, I want to have green hair and things like that. But we are different, that we have a different personality, different relationship with Krishna, and we can please him in a different way, and he also reciprocates with us in a different way. So these things, all of you are bringing wonderful points about devotee care. And now we want that all this discussion goes into practice in our daily lives, and that we when we think about any devotee, what happened? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Maybe it's this slide.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
The microphone is giving you a chance to chant. Maybe the switch. Is there a switch here?
I didn't switch it off.
Yeah.
Maybe it was
Hare Krishna.
somehow.
Maybe the electricity went off in the this box.
No, it's connected. Lights on.
Lights on.
After
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You say it. Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Start amplifier with the mantra. There is a book called Care Personified. It's a compilation of anecdotes and stories about Srila Prabhupada and his care, and it's available for me for free electronically as a PDF. And I will give my devotee care folder to Kalindi, and she can distribute to you all these materials. I have tons of materials on devotee care, so you can become an expert. And you can get that book too. And I don't know many stories by heart. Maybe I will tell you one or two during the course, but Srila Prabhupada was so caring not only about their devotees' spiritual welfare, but he was caring about every aspect of devotees' lives. And he will remember if somebody is injured. In one class he was asking why devotees don't have enough clothes, why they're freezing, and so many things. He would give specific medicine to devotees for different problems that they have. So Srila Prabhupada was very caring in all ways, in all areas of life. And this is why to this day his followers are continuing this movement, because he didn't only give knowledge, he gave care. There is a saying, I don't care how much you know until I know how much you care. And if you want people to accept what you know, you will also need to sincerely genuinely be concerned about their welfare and care for them as a friend, as a well-wisher. And otherwise, without this, many people leave. We have seen so many people leave. So knowledge is not enough to support people on their spiritual path, but also we need to be loving, to be caring. And what is the main problem in life? What would you say? I mean, I have my theory, I will deliver it later. But what do you think is the main problem in life? If you look at the essence of life, what is the main problem in life?
Lacking love.
What?
People are seeking for love always, and they are lacking that love.
How could you hit the jackpot at the first attempt? I mean, okay, the discussion is stopped.
She's a Krishna devotee, that's why she does.
If you look at any problem, okay, let's look at the problem that you cannot unscrew the screw. So how the problem behind this is lack of love? Who can explain this?
The environment sometimes is hostile. You don't have time to realize that you have special things sometimes right beside you. You don't have time to pay attention. You're always hurrying.
Okay, yes, good point. Prabhu, you're expert in technical, no you.
Oh, me?
So, can you please elaborate on the screw and the love?
You caught me there.
I mean, I'm seeking your help to explain this puzzle. I'm saying, so you have to support my point. I don't know how you will do it, but I will pay you somehow, repay you. I say that behind every problem is lack of love. So it may be technical problem, it may be interpersonal problem, it may be this problem, that problem. So I say that behind every problem is lack of love. And he was my only hope because he's good with practical things. Okay, his wife is here. She's his representative. So now she will take on
She knows all the answers.
the challenge. Oh yes, it is said in the internet that when you get married, you don't need Encyclopedia Britannica and Google anymore, because the wife knows everything. So, how is it that if you have a problem unscrewing the screw, how is it that behind this, if you look deeper into this problem, which is technical by nature, but there is something behind, how is it that behind this is a lack of love?
Love, in a broad sense, is harmonious vibration, is a deep understanding and communication, is being tuned with the universe, not loving by one another, by other human beings, but by nature, by your ancestors, by the future. Just be part of that energy, that flow. So in that sense, any technical failure in the electricity could be an imbalance in that natural flow.
I think
Is that
we have to get more
or you
specific.
prefer more
To connect more the screw with love. More
more
specific.
practical?
Yeah.
That's
I mean, I have one idea. Maybe it's funny or crazy. It just come to me. But you can also think about it. How is love related to difficulty in unscrewing the screw? Use your intelligence. You have intelligence, you're not using it. The scientists say you only use 3% of the brain, so use 97% now.
Guru, can you explain the question in other way? Because I'm puzzled with the question a little bit.
I say that behind every problem, even if it's technical by nature, is lack of love.
Okay.
Any problem. So how is the lack of love related to difficulty in unscrewing the screw? You're trying it, it doesn't work, and you get angry maybe or something. So how are they related?
Like a symptom of love would be patience, understanding,
Yeah,
intelligence.
yes,
So
yes.
someone who's patient can actually figure out how to unscrew the screw, because unscrewing the screw isn't like a matter of how strong you are. It's about how you do it with understanding and thought. So someone who's loving naturally is also very thoughtful, very patient and understanding.
If you would love the screw,
Then you
what-
would treat it gently.
how would you treat it? What
Put some oil, you put some oil.
Yes,
down.
you see what the screw needs. What are the needs of the screw? You become personal, as if the screw is a person. So if you think about the needs of the screw as a person, he needs oil. I mean, not he. It needs oil. And when you put oil, not he. Now we are personalizing the screw. It will be so happy to get unscrewed. So you see. Does it make sense? I mean, it sounded strange and funny, but now we are coming with the discussion here, we are coming to understanding that behind the difficulty to unscrew the screw is lack of love. And she was mentioning wonderful things about patience and using your intelligence. I mean, when you love someone, God gives you intelligence how to serve them, isn't it? So if you love the screw, God, I mean, we agree that from God comes intelligence. Maybe I can ask for one tablet of pill of magnesium. Then it becomes sparkling. Just joking.
Did you bring your
No,
sister?
because she gave me at home. She gave me one lemon.
Vitamin C.
Yeah, vitamin C made a big difference in the waters. Made actually like a turbulence.
We have lemons if you need.
You have
We
one?
have lemons in the tree if you need some bit.
Well, for now I will have darshan. Well, thank you. Yeah, lemon is great. Maybe a little later when at the break. I don't want you to leave because there is only 90. But not only. I mean, it's great. Do you have 9 sweets?
Yes.
10?
I
9?
I think it's 12.
12, that's great. So then I'm also included. I was a little bit in anxiety because I thought you have 10 and 9, but we have 10. I can also renounce if somebody is enthusiastic to have 2. Okay, so now why I have mentioned this funny example is that in caring for devotees, one important principle is that if you really love someone, God gives you intelligence how to support them. God gives you intelligence how to support them. And there are love and expressing love that we can discuss, we will discuss in these sessions. And I have a question. Why would we do this? Because, okay, Prabhupada encouraged care, and he was caring himself. He encouraged senior devotees to care for younger devotees to go to senior devotees for shelter, for support. But do we really need this? I mean, we can distribute books, we can chant to Harinam, have morning program, distribute prasadam, make festivals. And isn't that enough? Why do we need devotee care? It's extra time, extra effort, extra resources, yeah?
Well, the experience shows that we need it because people come, they stay for a while and they go. Somehow many people, they are unable to connect. So there has to be some kind of support system.
But why you didn't leave? Did you feel supported? Did you get support? A lot of support?
I think I did, yes.
You did. So some get it, some don't get it.
Well, I seeked.
I
looked for
okay.
it.
And other people, they just expect it, but they don't kind of proactively grab you by the neck.
Well, also, I think the education also mattered because I went through training and education, and that's why I think if more devotees become aware of caring for each other and
In the Bhaktivedanta College?
Yes.
So there was caring atmosphere?
Yes.
Oh, very nice to hear. There is a book here called Sheltering Relationships, written by experienced caregiver and the guide and the mentor, Mother Devaki. She's a senior Vanaprastha Mataji from Germany, but she preaches mainly in Bengal and Ukraine, but she also goes to Croatia and Switzerland and I think many other countries. She has compiled a wonderful book on devotee care and the mentoring system, and we will try to arrange that you get this book. Maharaj goes to Zurich often, and they have copies, so he can bring some copies. I think it's about 10 euros each, or from Croatia maybe we can order, they can send something. But any of you who would like to have, I will leave this book for Kalindi, and any one of you who want to have your individual copy, we can arrange somehow that you get it. You will have to pay for it, but that you get it. And I mean, if it's your birthday, I can give you like a gift. Maybe not to all of you, but somebody who has the nearest birthday to this date.
I guess we will record Kalindi reading the books and
Yes,
PDFs and all the
you can photocopy also. You can photocopy it.
doing audio guides.
What would be the benefits of devotee care if we would really have it in place? We have a cultural care, caregivers, guides, spiritual guides. So what would be the benefits?
I think people would be able to, devotees would be able to become their best version, and therefore it would benefit everyone. They would be happier. Also, Krishna consciousness would reach more people as well, because they'll be more in tune with their talents and what they can offer in service. And I think society as a whole would just thrive, and I think so many people would become attracted as well, because devotees would genuinely be happy, not just.
Do you have a mentor? In England.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have experienced this. Okay. And would you like to become in the future? Oh, wonderful. Excellent. What is your name?
Tanya.
Tanya. Oh, you mentioned her. Oh, okay, okay. Okay, so other benefits of devotee care?
I think it would make the movement successful in the end, because people would come and they would feel that, oh, you know, this person, these people, they really care. You know.
They care for each other, so they will care
Yeah,
about
and they
for
care
me.
about me,
Also, yeah, yes.
Actually, I've seen some practical examples when between just like a person here. She became a devotee because she found this care.
Where?
East Coast.
Here?
Here, yes.
In Portugal?
Yes.
Oh, that's
And,
wonderful.
she was actually following one spiritual, which were a personalist, and another group. She joined another group. They were also like impersonalists. And when she came here, she really just she got some simple help, and she was really moved by it. And ultimately, she became.
Yeah,
a
I have to. You have to record this. I have to publish this.
Yeah,
This is great.
it's practical.
I know opposite examples.
And then,
People find care somewhere else and they leave ISKCON, but you are saying something opposite. That's great. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Other benefits of devotee care? Why we should try to develop it?
Ladies first.
Sadhus first. She's a sadhu also. Lady sadhu.
I think it will mature the movement,
Mm.
and as we mature, we would be also more. Like I echo the same, that we would be able to, as we are happy internally, we would be able to reach out more and attract more people.
Okay, what time is it now?
It's 8.
Oh, yeah, we started late. Maybe we should skip the break today. Would you agree? We go another 15 minutes, or 10 minutes, and then we have questions. Okay, so this is an introductory evening, and we are just starting. We are discussing some very basic things, and let me see. I want to mention one goal. Like when we look at a devotee whom we want to provide care, then what do we want him to achieve? Ideally speaking, devotee who gets care, what would we want him or her to become? You tell me.
I think closer to Krishna, somehow to
Yes.
find shelter, to find shelter in holy name, for example, to when they become lost or with problems, and but sometimes this message is complicated to because of lack of personal practice or maybe even support. But if I like some examples I have, I would like to transmit the message that we need to find more and more shelter in Krishna and His holy name. Maybe this.
Okay. Thank you. Anything else?
That we need to be able to be more.
Speak a little louder.
Someone receiving care would become more enthusiastic in their Krishna consciousness,
Mm-hmm.
more empowered, wanting to do more, be more active, do more service. Like Victoria said, just thrive in Krishna consciousness. That's like one symptom of someone who's being nourished, receiving nourishment. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
I think this point is important about movement becoming more mature, and one of the symptoms of this maturity is development of devotee care, of because it is especially so among the Prabhupada disciples and early devotees, when they used some to these dynamics that existed in the beginning in the movement. I would compare it to like sometime like there was like World War One, World War Two, and when the war starts, you know, people, you know, the army gets there's a mobilization, you know, everybody's called to the army, and then everybody's fighting and passing through so many difficulties, living in the dire conditions, you know, and you know, so like beginning years of the movement, you know, Prabhupada was already like very old, and he needed to spread it as fast as possible, and to preach to to do as much as possible in a very short time. So there was no time. I mean, he gave example of caring of devotee care, and you know, he cared very much for his disciples. But it was nothing like institutionalized. It was not institutionalized. It was not like because there was simply no time for that.
It's not so much institutionalized. We have a devotee care committee on the level of the GBC, and these devotees are they're working together, but not so active. They are working locally. They are working locally.
This was like one of the areas. There are several other things that were so and of course to grow and to really to become a world-wide movement, and to attract people and to keep people in the movement, not to let them leave. You know,
so you're speaking about the benefits.
Yeah.
My question is of different nature now. It's what we want an individual to become, and maybe I was not so clear with that question, and that's why it's going a little bit wider. Is that I will just give you a metaphor that every patient should become a doctor. Every patient. So if you are receiving care, we expect that you, in the future, that you will provide care and you will give care. Ideally speaking, maybe not everyone can do that, but most of the devotees, I think, if they have even a little desire, they can do that. At least in some area, whatever, they can provide support for others because they have received it, they learned it like this. So remember this, that now we are patients, but sometimes we are like a doctor also. We are teaching others, we are supporting others. So, but if you are a patient your whole life, you cannot be happy. You have to be a doctor also. Because if you're a patient your whole life, you are just sick all the time and you need a doctor. So you can choose to be a doctor, and the more you're a doctor, the more you'll be able to help yourself also as a doctor, because doctor knows how to heal. It's a little bit metaphorical. Yes?
I'm not sure. Because receiving is very different from understanding the need of give and being happy with give of the others. That's a different vibration and way of thinking. If we help person understand that conscious of the need of give to the others, she will do it with conscious. Is much more important for me than doing just because it was done to me. Because we can arrive the same, the other way too. I'm not going to do to the others because no one has done to me. You see? So, go on. I understand what you understand, but I'd like to add just one word: conscience, and doing something.
Very, very good point.
Because we can also choose to don't replicate mistake or something that.
I mean, ideally speaking, my point is, ideally speaking, you will be inspired. You will be inspired to provide care because you have received it. even if you, I mean, many of us have not received so much care, but we just want to do it. We think it's needed, we like it, we like to help others. So even if you have not received so much care, maybe you have this in your nature or in your blood, or that's whatever, wherever you start. But the point is that there is this road from being helped to becoming a helper. You can call it any way you want. You have a teacher, disciple, you have a trainer and trainee, mentor, mentee. All these things are similar in their dynamic, and for me, this is a noble goal. That okay, why do I want to support someone? Ideally speaking, it will be a chain reaction, and they will support others like this. You want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say like a natural symptom of like being loved. Like if someone's really, really loved and overflowing with love, they want to love as well. Like it's even in psychology, if you see a child who's lived a very happy childhood, naturally when he becomes an adult, he's more loving, and he has really, really healthy relationships because he's being brought up with so much love that naturally it's a symptom to just give more love. And one symptom of being like provided for and helped is that one develops gratitude. And I've heard like in one class that gratitude is actually not a noun, it's a verb. And to express and to, if you're grateful to someone for their help, what you want to do is in return give back, and it's not forced, it's actually that comes naturally, and it's a symptom of being helped and helped and helped. It's not that you have to force it out of obligation. It's something you want to do because you've received so much of it.
Some people may be scared, maybe it's too much for them, maybe they were abused, so it's not easy for them to become such a broad-hearted or broad-minded person. But most of the people would be able to give something, and people ask you, what can I do for you? You've done so much for me, and you can say, well, you can help others. So this is one, like a picture, like a metaphor that we can think about, that we want to bring people from here to there. Ideally speaking, those who we care for, they will become caregivers. That was the point. And now we will be speaking about developing desire to support others, to support devotees, developing skills, how to do different things, and taking action. So taking practical action. And there is a saying that every beginning is hard, or everything is hard before it's easy. So when you start to, for example, want to be very supportive with people, with your words, for example, in the beginning it may sound, even to you, it may sound a little bit artificial. You know, you are praising someone, and it also sound to them a little bit artificial. But the more you do it, the more it becomes genuine, and you can come to a point where wherever you say something supportive, it's accepted as positive and as it is. It's accepted as it is. The battery is low. And so how do we develop this? It's by practice, by doing things. How do you become a good caregiver? No, it's okay, we will finish. How do you become a good caregiver? By providing care, by doing care. You become better and better at what you do. And now, what's in it for me? What's in it for you if you do this, if you start serving devotees and supporting them? I have been doing this for many years, practically since I joined, but more professionally, more actively, at least 20 years. So you can feel that Krishna is pleased. You can feel that this is something he likes, and he doesn't hide this fact. And your spiritual advancement will be accelerated. Your chanting will be better, and you will never feel lonely. And there are so many benefits. I mean, we can make a huge list. Maybe we can make a list of 108 benefits of becoming a caregiver. Maybe we can work on this these days. Okay, I want to stop here. Thank you so much for coming to this first session. I want to say that I'm available for one-to-one sessions. I have experience with life coaching, counseling, mentoring, and you need to come to Benfica for this, to Kalindis and Ramragava Prabhu's home. It's before the seminar, so between, I would say, 11 or between 10 and 4, for example. Okay, so you tell her, and then she will arrange time. That's one thing, and another thing is that these notes that I have, materials, this is all also electronically available. She will get everything. You can also write me, I will send you. And I have a huge professional and devotional library, and I'm going to give it to them, and whatever you want to copy, it's hundreds of gigabytes. It's about devotee care, about success, about devotion, about relationships, communication. You can copy from them for free, so that you have a lot of materials to learn from. Learning is also one of the qualities of a caregiver. Always learning, how can I do this better? And now the rest of our time we can use for questions, some questions that you have. But other days I will give more time for questions. Now everything is a little bit started later, so now let's discuss some questions, and let's see how long this will go.